Today you see me sat on top of my Yamaha FJ 1100. This is a 1984 variant, 36 wide, one of the first. So what are we doing with the old FJ? Well, if you've been watching, or for those of you who haven't been watching, we've done quite a lot of work on this bike to get it back on the road, including total change of wiring, and that's led to some problems. Now I've come to actually get it fired up. I'm not getting a spark. It looks like the sender units on the engine are triggering, just nothing coming out the CDI. So I've managed to get hold of a second-hand CDI from a breakers. So we're going to fit that, give it a go. Hopefully that will cure the problem and we can chuck some fuel in and off we go. Let's wait and see, shall we? Right, let's crack on. So I'm quite grateful to the breakers for delivering this to me with a battery box and a rubbery thing, which I think mine's gone, so I'm going to use that. But I need to get this screw out, and you can pretty much guarantee that's going to be C solid. Let's get a bit of rag and some squirty. Kind of hoping I can trap this in the vise. Well, I can. Okay, it's going to need to be cut out. Right, let's do it. Bit brutal, but does the job. And I will probably have exactly the same problem with the one that's on the bike. But for now, I just need to plug it in. So to get to the CDI unit, I need to take that case off. There's a couple of latches that allow me to lift the seat up. Then I can take this panel off. The connectors look a bit corroded, so I'm going to apply some deoxit. TDI 1430 36Y 10. This is number 400. Mine is number 602. There you go. I can sit up there. Right. Okay, so we've got to try and get to the bottom of this. British Railways Signal Engineering Department, AVO meter. I'm using this because I want an analogue meter rather than a digital one, because the needle will show me a lot more than a flashing display of random numbers. So first thing, absolutely no power on the spark plugs. So I've got negative connected up to the battery. This is my live probe. What I should have, let's have a look, around about 11.5 volts, 11 just over and a half, 11.5, 11.5. So what we've got, if I remember this rightly, is coming up the red and white wire, we have power to our coil on the engine. And what should happen is when that's turning over, we should have a slight variation on the orange or grey wire. Okay, I'm seeing a voltage dip. Maybe the meter isn't quickly enough I should see that pulse, I believe. Interesting. So let me explain a little bit more. Power goes red wire to the coils. It energizes the primary winding on the coil. The other side of the primary winding is connected to the yellow and grey wire. The yellow and grey wire then come back to our TDI box. I'm not sure which pair it is, probably this pair. There's also a yellow and grey wire that comes from our ignition system, triggers. So what should happen is, as the engine turns over, it causes a trigger. This box senses the trigger and it drops power on grey and orange. That collapses the primary, which energizes the secondary, then we get a spark. So my guess is we're not getting that break sufficient to trigger a spark, or another faulty TDI box, which is a bit unlikely. Hope that makes sense. Probably doesn't. But let's get it set back up again. Let's do a bit more testing. So, how much of a voltage drop will we see in there when that kicks in? So we've got about 12 volts. Starter takes it down about 1.5 volts. Okay, so no voltage drop that I can see. Let's have a quick look. Wiring diagram shows that's the big plug, so the small plug is our trigger, this one. Trying to see if there's anything I can pick up off the coils, but I'd need to energize them. And that would mean put in 12 volts onto the black wire, which I can do. Oh, just tripped my meter because I had it set to impedance. Let's get that set to DC 15 volts. That's the reset, yeah. Come on. Yep. Let's try that. So it looks to me that I'm not getting a trigger from my stator. Okay, need to do some research because I really haven't a clue how to test that. But it does look not to be working. Well, it's Friday. We're back with the FJ and look at the state of it. I am a little bit lost as to this ignition fault. Anyway, the good news is a friend of mine, just by coincidence, happened to have another CDI unit. So I'm going to fit that now and see if both my CDI and the one I purchased from the breakers was faulty. Just helps me rule it out. You know, if you test 100 of them and none of them work on the bike, chances are at least one of them was good kind of attitude. So that's the first job. Right, let's do it. Right, the big reveal. Are we going to see a spark? Let's zoom in, give you the best possible chance. Let's have a look. Are you ready? Contact. Well, that was a resounding no, wasn't it? No spark. I don't think it's going to be the CDI box. I don't know what it's going to be. So it's going to be back to the diagram and start to work through absolutely everything bit by bit. Joy. So whilst we're trying to figure out this ignition system, on a lighter side of things, we have a new sticker for the toolbox. Thank you very much, ProBolt. I really appreciate the sticker.